The African Continental Free Trade Agreement has entered its 6th month since implementation on January. Already, only 34 member states have ratified this trade treaty as investors eye the $3.5 trillion market value of this agreement. Well, the diplomatic community is eager to help with the trade and investment as partnerships have already been signed along this line. Let's listen to the American ambassador to Ghana, Stephanie Sullivan, on what America is eyeing out of this trade.
Of course, it helps burnish Ghana's credentials as the gateway to Africa. I had a very productive meeting with the Secretary General of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat back in January to brainstorm a little bit about ways that when they're ready, we may be able to offer some technical support to help the implementation, which is never as easy as the ideas.
Exactly.
But also at the same time, we're working with Ghana and figuring out how we may be able to support Ghana's accelerated participation. But frankly, we're really excited about the AfCFTA because a larger market is going to be much more attractive to American investors. So not only will the intra-Africa trade be great for Africa, but having, a market of over 1 billion people instead of, either a particular country, 30 million, or an ECOWAS zone of maybe 300 million. This is just really getting a lot of people's attention. So we're eager to help it succeed, and we look forward to the positive impact it will have on Africa's growth and development and the trade relationship, of course. Well, actually, just this couple of days ago, I was involved in a video conference with the President's Advisory Council on doing business in Africa, along with Minister of Trade and Industry, Cherry Matang. And that is a group that was formed back in the Obama administration and continued during the Trump administration and actually accompanied Secretary Ross to Ghana and 3 other countries back in 2018. So, I mean, I could just feel the enthusiasm jumping out of my computer screen with this group that was looking at various sectors that Ghana could foresee a good fit with American expertise and commercial prospects. The PAC-DBIA, as it's known, they're going to be putting together a report for President Biden on doing business in Africa, specifically citing some of the challenges and making some recommendations about ways to address the challenges, let's say, on both sides of the Atlantic.
And when is this report going to be ready?
I'll get back to you when it is.
Well,
the conversation we had helped inform their deliberations.
Let's now bring in the German ambassador to Ghana, Christoph Reslav, who says that some financial commitments are being made on the side of Germany to direct German investors into the Single African Pact.
We have seen a lot of German global players, global companies coming to Ghana, opening their regional offices for West Africa. So this is very promising. We had the German-Africa Business Summit, the signature event of the German-Africa business community here in Accra in 2019 for the very first time in West Africa. Big step forward here. And of course, the third pillar of our cooperation is economic and development cooperation. We have a substantial portfolio in our development cooperation. It's about 130 million euros per year. That has been increased significantly over the last 4 years. So I would say relations are closer and better than they have ever been.
We started this year with the Continental Free Trade Agreement area. I mean, we're looking at $3.5 trillion in value annually, but we have always been telling the story of African, member states being part of this. We haven't necessarily told the story of, foreign, establishments like Germany. What remains your contribution to the single market?
Yeah, first of all, the single market, the African Free Trade Continental Area is, of course, a huge, big chance for Ghana and all the other African countries here. We have seen that in Europe when we created the single market in Europe, in the European Union. It has been a big boost for our economic development in the whole of Europe. We see the same chances for the African continent. Of course, it's a long way to go. Now we are entering the phase of implementation of the AfCFTA agreement. There are some considerable technical challenges in this process, and we, from the German side, we are happy that we are already in a kind of support cooperation with AfCFTA in Addis Ababa via GIZ, and we are planning to do the same here in Ghana by offering our technical support to the AfCFTA Secretariat here in Ghana.
All right, but when you say technical challenges, what exactly do you mean?
These are standards and measurements and export control, technical questions more or less. We are offering, as I said, support in Addis. We are offering already support here to the Ghanaian government, to the Ministry of Industry and Trade, and we are eager to work together with the Secretariat here in Accra. A huge chance for Ghana, and I'm very optimistic about it.
But what do you stand to gain out of this cooperation?
I think it's in all our interest that the economy in Africa booms. Africa is our neighbor continent, the closest continent to Europe, and the economic and social development in Africa is, of course, one of our key priorities.
Ambassador, we have started this year once again. I want you to help us understand your key priorities for 2021.
First of all, priority number one is, as I said, support Ghana in the fight against COVID, overcoming the challenges, the medical challenges with COVID, with the delivery of vaccines here. We will support via our international Gavi and COVAX initiatives. And then it's of course important to support Ghana and Ghanaian businesses in overcoming the economic.
Well, let's bring in Apia Adumako of CATS International, as well as Frank Ajukum of the Ghana International Trade Commission. Gentlemen, we're so grateful that you joined us. I want to start off with you, Mr. Adumako, from CATS International. We have seen the rollout of this single African market since the 1st of January amidst COVID-19. What has been the progress from your point of view?
The progress is remarkable, that the whole of a single market and exporting to other. They will tell you that things are better now than it used to be. At least when goods come from South Africa, they come under duty-free, quota-free, and that is good for businesses importing or doing business on that particular route. So I think that so far is good, but I would say that there's more that needs to be done. The level of knowledge or awareness of AfCFTA is low among most Ghanaians. Yesterday, the Statistical Service published a data that about 35% of Ghanaian businesses are aware of the AfCFTA and the prospect of it. So I think there's more work that needs to be done at the national level so that we can kind of rope in all businesses, especially the small and medium scale enterprises.
Well, hold on that thought there for me, Mr. Adumako, because we also do have Mr. Frank Ajukum on the line for us. Mr. Ajukum, we're grateful as well that you joined us from the Ghana International Trade Commission. Of course, we do know that even though AfCFTA has taken off smoothly from the point of view of Mr. Adumako, there remain some challenges, some trade issues, standoffs here and there, matters regarding the rules of origin specifically, which currently has still not been mainstreamed to fit all sides of the divide. What exactly remains the existing issue surrounding this matter?
Well, thank you very much. And I couldn't agree more with Apia Adumako that we have made some progress. I mean, don't let's forget that the whole AfCFTA thing took off under very trying circumstances when the COVID was at its peak. Many countries in Africa, as well as throughout the world, are beginning to recover. And so we should know that it will take time for us to get where we want to be. And also, really, with the free trade process, it was just signed about a year ago. And experts will tell you that we need to look at the long term, not at the short term. So in the short and medium term, we're going to flounder and succeed here, not succeed here, and move on as we are doing now. But by and large, we've done well. For instance, in Ghana, we've been able to export to 2 countries, to South Africa and to Guinea. And in South Africa, we exported under Casaprecon, and also under to Egypt, to Guinea. Some cosmetic manufacturing industries also did export. So we are getting there. The thing to do with the terms of origin, they come in various classifications. There are about 3 different classifications that have to be looked at. And these are very intense and delicate matters that need time to streamline. So yes, the experts are working on it. And I'm sure that in the near future, we should come out with a determination as to how we go. But even that notwithstanding, we are already on track. And as I said, Ghana has started. Egypt also tried to do something some time ago. So every country is trying to take the first steps that need to be taken. And I have no doubt that in some areas we'll succeed, in some areas will not be too successful, but that's how it should be, really. This is a long-term project, and anywhere it's been implemented, it has not come into fruition like in 1 or 2 or 3 years. We have to look at the long term.
All right, Mr. Edumako, of course, if you did listen to the excerpt of the interview that the German ambassador to Ghana, Ritzlaff, did state the fact that standardization remains one key challenge to the Continental Free Trade Agreement area. The U.S. ambassador to Ghana has also made it quite clear that this is a pact that is not going to be easy to fashion out in the medium to long term, even though it's laudable a project. From your point of view, CATS International, where do you see the prospects of this continental free trade in the next 5 years, especially when so many, all of the member states are yet to, ratify this agreement?
Okay. So I see the prospect of AfCFTA in the next 5 years to be better now, better than today. This agreement has made countries that were not into production and exporting to other countries to kind of ramp up their manufacturing abilities. And so in the next 5 years, we will see more goods coming from African countries than in the past, where 85% of the goods that we see in this country were kind of imported from either Europe, Asia, or North America. So we'll see African participation in trade, and that alone is going to create economic opportunity for people in the continent, and it will also reduce strife and war and political instability. And I'm very hopeful and believe that in 10 years' time, future historians will be grateful to the decision taken by heads of state to have this free trade agreement. All
right, Mr. Appiah Edumako, we're so grateful that you took time to help us with the thoughts on this one. I want to end with you, Mr. Jokum, because we do know that even though the prospects are bright, existing challenges also suffice. So how do we balance our way out in the next 5 years?
Well, I believe that Africa has to find a way somehow to make this continental free trade work, because as far as I'm concerned, we have no other way to go as we look into the future than to join our economies as we are trying to do now. The whole world is coming together under such trade, multi-trading practices. How the EU already is such a huge success already. Even they keep on trying to tweak every now and then to make sure it gets better. We have enough time there in the North Americas where, even the big USA itself is still trying to be in partnership with Mexico and Canada and etc. So the Latin American countries have this. And so there's no other way for us to go but to make sure that this thing has come to stay and we make it work. And I'm sure that as we go along, there's the realization all over that that's what we need. And I believe that as we go along, things will get better for all of us. And after we play the role that we believe that it should play in our lives.
Mr. Jokum, we're so grateful that you joined us with your thoughts. He's the Executive Secretary of the Ghana International Trade Commission.